Alia, can we start with you this morning? I mean, what's the situation in Lviv today?
Well, the situation is very peaceful. Like many cities of our country, it is relatively far west, so the most that we've seen is a couple of missile strikes. But of course, because the Ukrainian sky is not closed and Russia has a lot of ballistic missiles in its arsenal, Lviv and any other western Ukrainian city can also be targeted, which is what we've been seeing lately with the Russians taking out oil depots all over the country, which is why our officials continue to ask for weapons to close the sky.
And Vladimir, you're in Kiev. What is that? Is it more or less the sort of same situation where you are?
Well, there were explosions a few days ago. We didn't know what it was, and there are still fights. Have been still fights to the north of Kiev, but as we know today, Ukrainians are taking over the suburbs of Kiev, like Bucha, Hostomel, but they are heavily destroyed. And we don't know whether, for example, people are living there will be able to return to their homes.
I mean, it's very difficult. I mean, look at some of the. I mean, these are pictures from another city that we're looking at the moment. But the level of destruction across Ukraine, Alia, it is massive. Actually, whatever happens now, I was saying to a guest earlier on, if this war ended tomorrow. There's still going to be years and years of problems for Ukraine moving forward, isn't there?
Indeed, and I know the level of destruction is just petrifying for me to see. Yesterday, I was just looking into the situation with zoos, for instance. I mean, thousands and thousands of civilians have died, but just these, like private zoos around the capital. I have been seeing these pictures of animals just killed by shelling, and where 1 month ago people would go with their families just for a good family trip, there's just utter devastation. And it will take decades to rebuild. But the thing is that this all can be stopped. This all can be avoided if Ukraine gets the weapons it needs to defend itself. This destruction and suffering, the world can stop it. And, frankly, it's just so many millions of lives have been overturned, and the global repercussions for this. We already have a food crisis that is impacting the North Africa and the Mid East. And I just, Ukrainians are fighting like lions against the so-called second most powerful army in the world. But this, time is really crucial. We really need these weapons in order to defeat the Russians and stop all of these global crises that are impacting the world and stopping the destruction going on in my country.